That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to introduce Matthew Volker. He's currently a student at the Shenandoah High School and commander of the Sons of the American Legion in Shenandoah. Matthew's mother and father are Kurt and Marcy Volker. Matthew's grandfather was Gabby Goodrich, a World War II veteran, which qualifies Matthew for the Sons group. Matthew is an avid fan of military history and belongs to the Civil War reenactment group in Nebraska City. We are very proud of Matthew and his dedication to the veterans and the contributions he has made in the activities of Post 88. Let's all give Matthew a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. Welcome. I want to thank all of you for being here today as we honor our brave men and women for their gallant service to our great nation. Please keep in mind that it is the soldier, not the minister, who has given us freedom of religion. It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us freedom to demonstrate. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the soldier, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, whose coffin is draped by the flag, who fought and died for the flag. Over 48 million Americans have served in our military during war and peace times since 1776. That is roughly 1/6 of the current U.S. population. Since the birth of our nation, no single generation has been spared the great responsibility of defending the rights and freedoms that breathe free here today. From Lexington and Concord to Fort McHenry, the mountains of Europe to the sands of Pacific Islands, on land, on sea, and in the air, America's finest have proudly answered the call and donned the uniform of United States soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, and Marines. Even in the jungles of Vietnam, where many believe our military suffered some of its worst losses, American soldiers never lost a battle. Freedom is not free. In fact, more than 1.3 million Americans have given the ultimate sacrifice to keep our rights and freedom secure from enemies. To each one of them, we owe a great debt of gratitude for sacrificing all that they had so that we may enjoy all that we have. Cherishing the memory of their sacrifice is the very least we can do in respect to the price they have paid. I've always been mesmerized by veterans and what they've done for America. Both of my grandfathers served in the Army in World War II. My grandpa Volker was a navigator aboard a C-47 transport plane in the Pacific, while my grandpa Gabby set up communication lines all over the Philippines. Unfortunately, they both passed away before I could really ask about their experiences. So, as I got older, I began to search for any information about their roles in the military. As I learned of their stories, I began to grow hungry for more. Any veteran I could talk to, I would practically interview. I used to have the most wonderful conversations with Mr. Alvin Tyner and Mr. Bob Beach. They would tell me of their experiences and of the things they had to do just to stay alive. I would listen and, with the mind of a toddler, try to make sense of their fascinating stories. The more stories I heard, the larger the picture of heroism in my mind grew. Hearing stories of evasion, sacrifice, and bravery made me dream, as I still do, of one day becoming a man, much like those who came before me. Until then, though, I promised myself that I would make every effort possible to show my support and thanks to veterans. By being the commander of the Sons of the American Legion, I hope I'm doing my part to honor these valiant men and women. With all the veterans who have fought for our freedom, just what is freedom? Freedom is defined as the power to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. In many nations, this can get a person imprisoned or even killed. Freedom is a constant struggle. While many good men and women have been lost to this endeavor, we've always been able to keep our heads above the water, never going under, never losing freedom. One must be given up. Life is precious, but so is freedom. One must be given up so that the other can be sustained. Defending freedom is not just a matter of facing a hostile enemy in a time of war conflict. every veteran, whether of combat duty or peacetime service, is in some measure a hero. Heroism is as such a matter of attitude as one of action. Every man or woman who has proudly worn the uniform of one of our military services, by that very action, demonstrated that they were willing to pay the price for freedom. So many of our veterans don't always receive the respect they deserve. So many of us have no idea what they did to deserve that respect, and many of us never will. You can watch as many documentaries and movies, read as many books, and interview as many veterans as you want, but you still weren't there. We as Americans are blessed and cursed. We're blessed that many of us will never know the feeling of the burden that our heroes took on and still take on. We're cursed in that many of us truly never understand the sacrifices made for us. We as Americans have an ethos to honor our veterans and let no one forget of them or their sacrifices. We must live our lives to the fullest extent and show that we are thankful for sacrifice because it has brought us freedom. We are the land of the free because of the brave. No one knows this better than our veterans. As you leave here today, I ask each and every one of my fellow students to thank a vet, whether they're a parent, grandparent, aunt or uncle, or a neighbor. Let them know their service to our country is greatly appreciated. John F. Kennedy once said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." Thank you. God bless America and God bless our vets.